Welcome to the JMU Sports News YouTube. I'm Jack Fitzpatrick, joined now by a big-time transfer portal pickup for Coach Spradlin and the JMU Dukes. It's Mark Freeman. Mark, how are you doing today? And thank you for joining us.
I'm great, man. I'm great. Everything's going great, man. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. And this very first question I got to ask to you, I got to know what your definition of soon is, man. We got a tweet that said a decision was coming soon, and I think we had to wait about 2 weeks until it came out.
Yeah, yeah, I did. I did. I got, I tell you, I tweeted it out a couple times. That's on me, man. I just, I knew where I was headed, for a long time. So I just tried to spice it up a little bit, I guess.
So when exactly did you know that JMU was going to be your next school? When was that kind of known in your own mind?
Man, due to the staff going over, man, as you guys know, I had a lot of success, in Moorhead over the last couple of years. So I mean, I took my visit early, and that was actually the first visit I took. So, I kind of knew it was the spot for me and my family, but I had to, check out all my options first, and then just to make sure 100% that was the right place. But all in all, man, JMU, go Dukes, man. So
I love it. But
yeah.
what was outside of just I mean, that's probably 90%, 95% why you decided to come was that coaching staff coming over. You had all this success with Coach Spradlin at Morehead
Mhm.
State. But was there anything else that really drew you to JMU, more so than maybe some of the other schools that were courting you during the transfer portal process?
Yeah, I think the first thing, man, is like you said, like 90% was really for the staff and, how our, last couple seasons went here and our relationship that we built up over the couple years. So that played a huge part. And then, like I said on my visit, man, I got to see the campus, man. It's beautiful. Harrisonburg is beautiful, man. And the people, the people there, it just felt like, they welcomed me in with open arms, like as soon as I stepped foot on campus. So that plays a big role in my decision, was made. And just I think it always goes back to the staff, man, because this is my last year, and I think these days in college basketball, you need a staff that really rocks with you, bro, and that's really genuine and that's that there for your best interest. So yeah, I think that would make me chose JMU the most for sure.
Yeah, that makes a ton of sense. And Coach
Mm.
Spradlin, you know him better than anyone, any JMU fan at this point. You know him
Mm.
better than half of the roster, maybe outside of Eddie Ricks, who's coming with you
Right,
from Morehead State. But
right.
what is it about Coach Spradlin's personality and coaching style that has allowed you to kind of take the next step in your collegiate career and find all of that success? And what is it about him that it seems like players are flocking to him right now in the transfer portal
Right.
era?
Honestly, man, well, if you guys didn't know, this is before I committed to JMU, man. I had been in the portal twice, so I didn't been around college basketball, and I didn't. This is my last year, so this is my fifth year, so I'm considered quote unquote a veteran or whatever. So, I didn't been coached by a few coaches, and none of them is like Coach P. And I say the biggest thing, man, is like he cares for his players, man. Like basketball wise, that's great, but like he wants to make you better fathers, better husbands, like better people at the end of the day. And I think that's so important. You know, with me specifically, I just had a son. He'll be one next month. So it was like me and Coach P relationship, man. It's just like we talk about basketball, man, but majority of the time we just talking about life situations, life things. Like he called me every day, like almost every day, like just asking me how I'm doing. So that's big, man. That's really big. And I say Coach P is really like, a lot of times, you get a college coach, it's just business, it's just basketball, but it's not that with him. So that's what I that's why, that's one of the reasons I follow him to JMU as well. It just he's a great dude, and he wants you to be he wants all of his players to be better husband, better fathers one day, and then it's basketball. It's not basketball then, so that's important to me for sure.
Yeah, that makes a ton of sense. And happy early birthday to your son. That's a big time
Appreciate you,
birthday
man.
coming up.
Appreciate you. I appreciate you. It is. It is.
So how has having a son kind of impacted your collegiate career now? I feel like that's a pretty big life milestone. How has that impacted your play style and kind of your overall decision making?
Mm. Man, it's 100% impacted it because it's like, well, he was born, I didn't play this past year, so
Yeah.
it kind of, I think God works in mysterious ways, man. So, I was out this year and my son was born, so I had a whole year to, hang with him at the house, hang with my lady at the house, and just be there, a part of the family, man. And, if I would have played, I would have been on the road, would have been, at practice a lot. I just wouldn't have getting the same amount of time as if, I was like as I did, I was hurt. So that was great, man. And, having a son, having a child is the biggest blessing in my opinion, man. And it just like that's the most important thing. Like, the ball gonna start bouncing one day. So it's like I have a son, man. So it's like it made it. I had to grow up fast. I had to grow up fast. So it's like it's all for the better, man. I think it gives me a way more drive, like a drive that's not explainable, man. It gave me an extra push, man. Just waking up to him every morning, just seeing him every day, knowing that he's my creation, like it's just a total blessing.
Yeah, that's awesome. And when you're suiting up for JMU game one, that's going to be the first game your son's going to see you play.
Exactly, exactly,
How
exactly.
does that feel? I know that's still about 6 months or so away, but you
Yeah.
got to be thinking about it a little bit
Yeah,
right now.
for sure. I've been thinking about that since I found out that I was having a son. Like, so it's it's gonna be great, man. It's due to him watching me cheer my teammates on this previous year. He came to a lot of games this past year, so he got a little feeling of it, and just seeing him in the stands when I get to suit up again, man, it's just gonna be the most beautiful thing, most exciting thing that I can think of, man. So it's gonna be great, man. I hope at JMU, we walking through the tunnel, pregame vibes. I can have him, tunnel flicks. I thought about that the other day. I don't know. We're gonna have to get that a media guy if we can, man. I'm gonna try to make that happen.
That'd be awesome. Those would be some good moments, so some crazy
For sure.
moments. But
For sure.
yourself as a player on the court, I was
Mhm.
watching highlights. I was getting ready for this interview. I would
Mhm.
describe your play style as a playmaker. You're not afraid to shoot.
Yeah.
You can fill up a box score. How do you describe your game?
Mm. I describe my game, man, as really playmaking, flashy guard, score at all three levels, have that drive to win, man. I do whatever to win, man, honestly. And it's just on both ends. Like I can play defense, I can lock up, just eager, hungry, man. All in all, three-level scorer, playmaker for sure. And just I got that swag to me, of course, and that's about it. I can't wait to man, it's gonna be electric this year. It's gonna be
Uh,
real electric.
as a fan, I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be a great time covering you guys. But this past year, you missed the whole season due to I believe it was a preseason kind of wrist issue, something along
Right,
those
right.
lines.
Hmm.
What did you learn about kind of yourself? I mean, sitting out an entire season is tough,
Yeah,
especially for a high end player. You were going into the year preseason all conference.
right.
How did that last season of sitting out, rehabbing, and kind of being on the literal sidelines, how'd that impact you?
Man, it impacted me a lot, man. Just being able to see the game from a coach's perspective, I would say. Just seeing because when you're out there playing, man, it's just you're in the moment. Like so, it's like you don't see everything that the coaches see, and sometimes like players, that didn't happen, but in reality, it did. So, it's great, man. I got to learn a lot, man, from a basketball standpoint. Figuring guys out how to, learning things like, I would put myself in a lot of situations that when I was sitting on the bench, okay, I would do this here, I would do that there, and learning everything, man. Learning the game, sitting on the bench is crazy. I didn't, because this is my first time ever sitting out like for an injury, so I had a lot of time to think, man, and just watch a lot of film, like, watched a lot of film with a lot of coaches, the whole staff, and I just got better mentally, like a long shot. So even when I had the cast on, I was still shooting. So I haven't lost my, shooting ability. So yeah, so it's been great, man. It's been great. Seriously.
That's awesome. And looking at this team that you guys are coming into, I mean, it's brand new, top to bottom. You got
Right.
Xavier and Jarrell Roberson. Those are the two returners, and the
Hmm.
rest, it's a bunch of new guys. When you're stepping into that, you mentioned it earlier. You're a veteran now in the college basketball landscape. How are you going to kind of how do you see the chemistry playing out with this team and kind of coming together with a team that 6 months ago in
All right.
March they weren't playing together?
Right. 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 Man, I think number one, man, is just how Coach P does his thing, man. Like he's gonna have us like in the summer with this whole new roster, man. He's gonna have us, we're gonna be really tight, like as a team. Like we do a lot of, gatherings, bonding things with the teammates, and just it's gonna start there, man. Once we figure out, hanging with my future teammates a lot every day during the summer. That's how we're gonna build up. Every day is a build up to March. It's a brick that we need to lay during March. I mean, to get to March. So it's like, me, like I'm the point guard, I'm the coach on the floor. So it's like it's my job to have guys, locked in and in sync. So I feel like, I'm the type of player that, like I'm gonna compliment, the players that are on this roster very well, and they're gonna compliment me very well. So it's like it works in all our favors, man. And the staff that JMU has now, it's all about family at the end of the day. And I think the closer your teams are, the farther you'll go in March, man. And so I think we're gonna be great. We're gonna be in great shape for sure.
You already mentioned in March. What's the goal for March? What are you looking for come March, come late February when it's
Man,
championship season?
I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but the ultimate goal, man. The ultimate goal, Sun Belt champions, make it to the tournament, man. And if it's in God's will, we win one, we win two, we win three, whatever, whatever. So, that's the goal, man. But the goal right now is day one, like brick by brick, man. Day one, June 6th, day one. So it's just we gotta build this foundation, and I can't wait. I just can't wait, man. We're gonna be very exciting. We're gonna be. I know the whole team left this previous year almost. We only got two returners, but to all Dukes fans, I would love to y'all to pack the arena even more than y'all did last year because it's going to be very fun, very exciting, and we're going to make you guys happy, man. So that's my message to the fans, and I hope they, listen to it and hear me out and come support us.
I love it. And based off of Twitter reactions, JMU fans are even
Yeah, that's
more
right.
excited for next year
Yeah,
than they were last year. It's kind of
yeah.
kind of
I
insane
love it.
seeing it.
I love it. I love it. I honestly think, man, like as I was, like you said, as soon as you came on here, man, like my Zoom time, like every time I post something, it's like something JMU under it, something JMU on it. So I think that's great. That made me feel, wanted. That made me feel like at home, like I previously mentioned. And that's great. That's a great feeling. And I'm big on, family feeling at home, So I'm gonna put to the fans, I'm gonna put up my 100% effort into y'all, man. And that's we're gonna win. I promise we're gonna win.
Mark, thank you so much for the time. That's a
Sure.
fantastic way to finish it out, and appreciate you
Yes,
taking the
sir.
time on this evening.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you for having me, man.